Our greens here at Edgewood Country Club are Poana greens, and they are some of the best greens in the district.
I really like them. They're either very subtle in their undulations or very prominent. They're definitely built with the 1920s speed in mind. Stimpmeter is a standardized way to measure green speed. It's how you can be comparable from club to club or green to green.
It's a gauge. It's like a 3-foot piece of metal that we roll the ball down, and we do it both ways, and it'll show us exactly what the green speeds are at that point. But the ball rolls that distance. So if it's an 11.5, that meant the ball rolled an 11.5 feet, and that's the determination of the green speed that he uses out there.
To make it consistent across from green to green, it is a challenge because each one is its own little microenvironment. We have greens out here that don't see the sun until probably about 2 p.m. and then others that just sit in it all day. There's ones that have drainage issues or ones that drain actually extremely well. So we really have to adapt practices to keep it consistent across the board. So these actually just rolled 13.
Yeah.
So I think I'm probably going to lighten off on some rolling a little bit in the future just to get us down to that 12.
All right, just to get more pin positions.
We just need more pins, and like we're going to start losing some on 4 pretty quickly.
Okay. On a day-to-day basis, I think he likes to keep them around 11 to an 11.5 right now. We don't tell him the speed that we want them. Weather has a lot of dictation on what the green speeds are. At times, I actually will tell him to slow them down a little bit because for tournaments especially, we want them to go a little bit quicker as far as the pace of play. So having fast greens gives a lot of trouble out there to a lot of our players. So we actually try to tell him, put the pins in easier spots and slow these greens down so you have a little bit of control.
Roller, they really started becoming popular I think late 90s, early 2000s, and as soon as that advent came, all of a sudden green speed jumped up a foot. Our newest machine, it's extremely efficient because it's almost 6 feet across in terms of its swath, and it has a lot of weight, and it's very quick. So all of a sudden we can do the work with one new machine that 2 smaller ones, 2 guys, less labor, used to be able to.
People like fast greens because they watch PGA Tour events, and they're watching these events and they're watching these players that are putting at speeds that are, 13s and 14s, and the ball rolls so smoothly and so true that they like to have some sort of similar access to what they are putting on the PGA Tour. These greens are absolutely flawless. They are spectacular.